Like, can you give some just a peek behind the curtain, if you will, around like some of the realities of like that come with running a food business?
I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, especially
Talk about the ridiculousness.
especially if you have no culinary background experience. Like, again, I'm gonna go back to the community piece. I feel like a lot here today, connecting with folks that already have that type of experience, who also struggle in this food space, right?
Welcome to another episode of Don't Quote Me. Today I'm sitting with Eric Freeman. I'm really excited to be sitting down with him. I met Eric, I think at this point, like 2 or 3 years ago originally. I've had the pleasure of getting to know him as a friend. He's been grinding in the city for a long time around mindset meals specifically. But before I, wax too long on who you are, how are you introducing yourself these days out in the world?
Yeah. So specifically right now, a struggling entrepreneur in the startup space of food, a father who's trying to get more time with his 13-year-old son, who really just wants to be with his friends. I was 13, you were 13, so he just really wants to be with his friends. A son who is building a deeper relationship with his father and his mother. I would say a community activist, a revolutionary, a fighter. That's who Eric Freeman is.
Awesome. What I want to especially the community activists and the other sides of that is like why would you have those definitions too? We normally don't talk about those sides. I'm super curious though. Like why that alongside the struggling entrepreneur? We'll definitely dive in there too.
Yeah, I think as a community activist, it just came from lived experience, man. Like I know we've had this conversation before, but being formerly incarcerated when I was 19 years old, I was a child, and really trying to get folks away from that space, like trying to get them out of right on the trajectory to something bad. It doesn't have to be prison, bro. It could be something else, but getting them out of a trajectory of something bad, or even before they're even on that path, So I think also why community activists is because community has helped me so much throughout my journey. Mindset Meals would not be where it is without the community support and all these individuals who have poured in hours of time and their energy and treasure within Mindset Meals. So that's why.
That's awesome. Well, I have got to witness some of that, and like one of the original spots that we got connected. I know that you knew Eric Johnson, but you also know Cole Williams. You know Nate Phillips. Like we've had a lot of touch points of mutual friends just in the city, and I hoop with Tramel, who you work with. Like there's a bunch of people that we've been connected with. But then
by the way, I didn't know you were a hooper though.
Oh, bro, we haven't hooped yet. We haven't hooped yet.
And Tramel's a hooper, so I didn't know that.
It's I went to Creston High School. I played for Creston High School too.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so like I'm from that realm.
Yeah.
I grew up playing at Briggs Park.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like I'm from that land.
Oh good.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up on the N1 mixtapes, and I wanted to be like that. You know what I mean? Like that's the hooping that I came up on.
I was excited when he said, he was like, yeah, I hoop with Kane. I was like, what? He hoops?
But
like, yeah.
did he tell you if I was any good? That's the problem.
He said you were a hooper.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Well, let's hop back because like obviously we got a bag sitting between us, Mindset Meals bag. It's a food prep business at this exact moment in time. But can you maybe take us back a little bit and tell us about the origins of Mindset Meals and why you even decided, hey, this is what I want to pursue, and why you're even still doing it?
Oh my gosh, still doing this thing. It derived from lived experience. Grew up in somewhat of a food desert. Not a lot of access to nourishing food, and like I mentioned before, I went to prison when I was 19, man, and when I got out, it's supposed to rehabilitate you, but when I got out, I was in a much worse space mentally. Not so much physically, because that's all we had time to do was work out, but mentally and spiritually, I was in a very dark place. And I got out when I was like 23, I think, or something like that, and was just living life on this hamster wheel, and I knew I wanted a better life. So I had the opportunity to move to South Florida and help a friend start a food business in South Florida, and it was time to mature. I started paying attention to what I was consuming, and nourishing food was the foundation to get me into a healthier, more productive space. So that is my purpose as a man on this earth, is to nourish communities, not only by way of food, but by way of love, by way of some social, emotional engagements, or what I call CSEE. So what Mindset Meals is food, really, really good food, and then social emotional engagement. So that could look like workshops, that can look like a 7-week course. That's a little bit about the why. It came from lived experience. I started to nourish my life, and that is the purpose, is for me to nourish other people's.
Cool. So with Mindset Meals, you got the chance to go to South Florida, and you came back to GR at some point, and then you started this business. So the thing that we were chatting about before we turned the cameras on is really, a lot of people don't understand the realities of what it means to start a food business, let alone in Grand Rapids, or just in the world today when it comes to like margins, overhead, equipment, chefs, how much, or like the containers that you got to put the food in, the regulations, the city, like there's like, it's kind of like an endless list of things that you got to be mindful of. Can you give a peek into that world of like the realities of actually trying to do something like this and doing it?
Yeah, you mentioned a lot of the things. I think the biggest thing is just personnel, or people, individuals, the team. That's extremely important, in making sure that you have a solid team around you. So, Kane, what was the question again?
Yeah, like, can you give some just a peek behind the curtain, if you will, around like some of the realities of like that come with running a food business?
I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, especially
talk about the ridiculousness.
Especially if you have no culinary background experience. Like, again, I'm gonna go back to the community piece. I feel like a lot here today, connecting with folks that already have that type of experience, who also struggle in this food space, right? So Tramel, being one of the best chefs around in town, Tramel Hawkins. Shout out to Chef Tramel Hawkins. He just opened up Trust not too long ago, but he's been. We sat at this bar 7 years ago when I was with Chef Mallory Malloy, who opened up Mindset Meals with me. Shout out to Mallory Malloy. So like, connecting with folks who have knowledge and more passion in the culinary arts, which it is an art. I don't have the passion in the culinary arts. However, I have the passion in people. I have the passion in nourishing folks, mentally, physically, spiritually. But I don't love this culinary space. So you have to partner and build relationships and engage with people who already have that passion, who already have that knowledge, and then hopefully they can give it to you. And sometimes they give it to you and it doesn't click. Then they give it to you again, and sometimes it doesn't click. And then sometimes they give it to you again and it doesn't click. So like, it takes a few times if you're not well versed in the culinary space, in this food business world, which I'm gonna go back to it. It's ridiculous, bro. It's like the margins are so thin. People are people. Like, business is already difficult in itself. Then you throw on food, which the margins are so tiny that it's very, very difficult. And if it wasn't a purpose of mine, it's not a passion, it's a purpose of mine, I would have gave up on this shit so long ago, man. I would have gave up on this years ago.
Well, I think that's a piece that I want people to like realize, and that's a part that in general can be really hard when it comes to like you said, running a business, or just in general, like the margin side of stuff is real. And if businesses aren't profitable, businesses can't sustain themselves. And like, I think that we've witnessed in this town, and it's not just in GR, it's literally nationwide, when prices go up, whether it's food or anything like that, businesses go out of business because, I just hit my mic, oops, sorry. The margins are so thin inherently, any small change can disrupt everything. So I just wanted to pause and be like kudos for even continuing, because like in my mind, the difference between people that end up being successful and not really, and at the end of the day, comes down like, did you quit? And like, quit looks different. Like, sometimes you might have to like pivot the business. Sometimes you might have to change the business model. Sometimes you might have to like change your space, change how you show up, all that stuff. But it doesn't mean that you've stopped. It means that you've probably had to adapt, because that's the realities of running your own thing.
Kate, if you don't mind, can we pivot for a second?
It depends on where we're going.
why did you start this? This Don't Quote Me. Like I watched a few of your episodes. I think you're a wonderful host. I like you as an individual, as a human being. Why did you start this?
I really wanted to platform people and interview people that I found extremely interesting in the city, people that I felt like stories weren't necessarily being shared. And like, honestly, selfishly for me, I like doing this. Like sitting here talking with you like this is what I would feel like I would be doing if we were just sitting at a coffee shop. There just happens to be cameras on. And like, I also selfishly for my business wanted to showcase what's possible for our businesses. I think businesses can all be kind of like mini media empires right now. We have the internet and the entire world can see what we're doing. And I want to send signals out into the world to like-minded people of like, hey, we can do these kinds of things and still be successful in the world. So that's a short answer, but I think that's a good one.
Love it.
Cool.
Love it, man.
All right, back to you. You talked about when you first got out and went to South Florida and you started changing your mindset. Sounded like you got a little bit onto a growth trajectory of some, not only physically, food-wise, but also mentally and spiritually. When did the nutrition portion, can you pinpoint when that started to become like a passion? Like, wait, this might be aligned with my purpose? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was very clear. I went down to South Florida to help one of my friends from high school start a food business, and it was more in the nourishing space. Now I know you understand this, but like West Michigan gets things extremely slow, so there was no meal prep in 2000 and when was this? 2016. There was really no meal prep in West Michigan. I'll take that back. They didn't call themselves meal prep, but Ken and Karen at Making Time Kitchen were slaying.
Making time. They've been,
they've been slaying the game for like 22 years or something like that.
Yeah.
They just retired. Shout out to Ken and Karen, dude. Ken and Karen. But anyways, it wasn't a lot of meal prep in West Michigan, but in South Florida there was meal prep. So we went down there and we started a food business, and I was overweight for sure. Like I was definitely overweight. My blood pressure was sky high when I moved down there. But like I've said this before, those are the things that you can see on paper. You couldn't see where my mindset was. You couldn't see where my spirit was. And I just started paying attention to what I was eating in South Florida. You know, like it's like, how do we serve this nourishing food, but I'm still eating like shit.
You like, what do you like, McDonald's? Like, what do you eat? You like, what is it? Like, what was the food that you were eating that you're like, oh no, this is.
I've never been a big fan of
I don't know.
McDonald's,
I don't know. Like,
but
what,
it just, I guess I really wasn't just, I wasn't aware of what I was consuming.
Gotcha.
More than just eating terrible. I mean, my family's half Cuban.
It wasn't
half
mindful.
Black. It wasn't mindful.
Okay.
It wasn't mindful. So I was just eating whatever, not paying attention to it. So I just started paying attention to what I was consuming down there, and that was the foundation. Then I started paying attention to what I was watching. Then I started paying attention to what I was listening to, and that overall nourished me fully. So, and let's not get it twisted, Caden. I'm not perfect, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was the foundation to help me get into a healthier, more productive space. And life goes like this, man. You know what I mean? So it's like, if I can create something, which I have, we can create mindset meals to walk alongside people in this journey. You know what I mean? To make life just a little bit more easier from them. Then that's what I want to do, and that's what I have been doing.
That's awesome. Well, I recently got to experience mindset meals because you I remember you sent me a text like, hey, I want to drop off some samples at your house. And I was like, heck yeah, like I'm really looking forward to this because we've chatted about this a little bit. But I think you're experiencing a little bit of growth when it comes to, you just talked about a catering event that just happened. We're sitting in the former 40 acres space, and you're trying to build this thing still. But can you talk a little bit about some of the growth recently and what you guys have been up to when it comes to mindset meals?
Yeah, so we just did our largest catering event for the city of Grand Rapids. It was the Grand Rapids Neighborhood Summit, and we absolutely killed it, bro. We killed that thing. We ran into a lot of issues within the kitchen. We ran into some plumbing issues. We ran into some cooler issues. Ran into some personnel issues. Like, everything that you could think of in the kitchen, we ran into, and we absolutely demolished that. Like, everyone was so happy at this catering event, just to see like even our chef. They had the opportunity not only to help us obviously cook the food, but they came and they went to go serve the food with us. And you know, I've done this a few times where I can see how happy people are once they're eating the food, which is fulfilling for sure. But the chef got to experience that. and he was just so excited to see how happy people were, and the relationships that I've built over the past 7-8 years, man. Like, I haven't been out lately. I've been grinding. I haven't been out at networking events. I've been grinding. So like, just going to this event and just hugging people and seeing people and like just get, seeing people again, it really fulfilled the chef, which is important, and it reminded me as to how important Mindset Meals is, man.
That's awesome.
Yep.
I'm so happy about that. So, what's maybe something or a lesson that you've learned just being in this like entrepreneurial space, especially in the food, that you feel like maybe you didn't know when you started that you would like maybe advise yourself now? Like, think of yourself at this stage, and it can't be don't do it. It's gotta be like, I'm like, what's a lesson that you wish you would have learned maybe earlier on in the journey that you would maybe advise yourself on?
Right now, what's coming up for me, because it's I'm going through it right now, is be careful who you allow into your personal space and into your business. Be careful of who you allow to attach to the energy that you provide. There are some vampires out there, man, to be honest with you. And I think one of the lessons that I'm learning right now is just be more intentional on who you allow to come into your life. I think that's most important, and obviously your business. That's one thing that I'm learning right now, man.
I think this is a good lesson. I think it's one of those lessons that you might hear, but the reality is you got to protect that kind of universally. Like, who's around your kids, who's around your family, who's around your business. Like, and it's also okay to then cut ties when that time happens, because like business at the end of the day is about people, and those people, like, you got to protect who's within the walls and who's without. Yeah. Cool. All right. Especially when you're in the season that you've already communicated has been a little bit harder. What is keeping you motivated still? I've got some guesses, but I'm curious what you would answer with. To keep going, really.
Yeah, honestly, Kane, there's no plan B, and my family would, my mom specifically, and abuela would be like, yo, you should have done plan B a long time ago, but I've never gave myself a plan B, and that was intentional. So again, we talked about the prison thing and getting out and not being able to get a career. Like, I could get jobs. I worked at factories and things like that, but I could never get a career, So I started this I was forced into entrepreneurship, and I luckily got into a social entrepreneurship, and I just never gave myself a plan B. It was all in, man. All in. I mean, as long as you've known me, I feel like we've known each other for 3 years. I mean, I've been all in on this, man.
Yeah.
And it was 4 years before that. So, another thing is, my North Star is massive positive social impact and massive wealth creation, not just for myself, but for other people as well. That's the North Star. So when shit gets rocky, like right now, things are rocky. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a real candor conversation. Like, I'm hurt. My feelings are hurt, okay? And I keep thinking about that North Star. Massive positive impact and massive wealth creation. And I truly believe that those two things can coincide. Usually they don't. It's either you got massive wealth and you don't care about community, society, or you care about society, community, and positive impact, but you're broke as fuck. So it's like I think both things can coincide. I really truly do believe that. So that's my motivation.
I mean, I love that. I mean, from a North Star perspective, like, I agree. I don't think you've probably heard the expression like starving artists. I think that has done so much damage in society just in general. I was like, artists and people that are like making positive change or changing people's perceptions should not be starving. Right. Like, what the heck is this? Like, how have we accepted this as like, oh, this is normal?
It's not.
And like, I understand like sometimes a unique or new POV that comes into a space could be disruptive, and they might not be quote unquote successful financially, but I think people that hold true typically find success, and that doesn't always necessarily have to be, you know, millions of dollars or whatever. Rich can come in a lot of forms. Yeah.
I agree with that.
Cool. Let's talk about your relationship with health right now. And like, obviously I know that we're in an interesting season, but like how, like give some practical tips like around like how you maintain your own health even when shit hit the fan.
I work out, man. I try to go to the gym at least 3-4 times a week. That's my mental space. Like I've heard people say before they met me at the gym that they thought I was a mean individual. It's just because I work out with my head down. I'll just put my headphones on, and I don't go to the gym necessarily.
That's not your social time.
That's not my social time, bro.
leave me alone.
Yes, and I've always been like that. So people are like, "Oh, this dude's mean," but then when they actually get to know me, like, "Oh, I've heard that so many times within this gym community, man." So that's one thing. I try to eat. You know, I got a nourishing food business, and I don't always eat so good, but so I try to pay attention to what I eat. Sometimes that it is difficult, you know, and that's why we created Mindset Meals. So that's another thing. Spending time with my family, my son, like Cameron is he's one of those kids that's just good at everything.
Oh man.
He's just one of those kids that he just picks up anything, whether it's video games, football, basketball, baseball. He picked up golf like 2 years ago, and we go golfing, and he's slaying me.
Really?
He's slaying me. So, like, spending time.
Humbling.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Anyone else I got a problem with, but my son, I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah.
So, those things, man. Like, just when you talk about health, I think it's important. Again, the community comes back. So, like, my family, that's extremely important. My close friends, which I don't get to see a lot right now because I'm in it. You know what I mean? So, like, and that's another reason why I started a business is for freedom. Honestly, freedom, bro. Freedom and to be able to see my family more and to be able to hang out with my friends. And you know, you mentioned I want to go to the beach today and just put my toes in the sand instead of being at work. You know, that's one of the reasons why I feel like the same for you is like why you created this is at some point, you know, you get to do that, you know, and you don't feel bad doing it, you know. Because right now you would have felt like, well, there's no doing it. You had to work today.
I'm working today.
You're working. So So I think when it comes to
this is not a bad part of the job. This is probably one of the better parts of the job, like doing this.
But I get what you were saying.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying because there's days where I want to put my toes in the sand and I'm in the kitchen busting ass. You know what I'm saying? So, so when it comes to this health thing, working out, that really puts me in a great space mentally more than physically. Eating good, you know, I don't like to say the word healthy. Nourishing is what I like to. What I like to say, definitely my friends and family community. So
cool. Well, I want you to give me a couple specifics around this. So, like, maybe what's a food that you find nourishing right now? Maybe a book or a podcast that you're reading and/or listening to that is also nourishing. And then what's a like a practice when you're by yourself outside of working out that you do to like get into that nourishing mindset? Because these are your examples, but I do think people sometimes need like the basics of like, hey, try this piece for you, and it might work. Food first.
Simple food: arroz frijoles con chicken with some chicken. You know what I mean? Some rice and beans and chicken, just really seasoned well, and a side salad, like a simple side salad.
I mean, that sounds good. My mouth started watering immediately.
So just simple, man. Simple. A podcast, I know we kind of discussed it just a little earlier, but like The Diary of a CEO, I like his podcast. Yeah. I like his podcast. And what was the third piece?
Something that you do practice outside of like working out at the gym that gets you into a mindset that you're like, oh, I got to reset, or this is like just a practice for me that really always kind of gets me back.
Beach.
Really?
Beach.
I feel like I've seen you at the beach and like some of your like little videos on Instagram. And, like you do seem happy.
I'm a water boy. Like I'm in the water, swimming deep. Yeah. Like Abuela was telling me yesterday, she was like, I can't go to the beach with you porque you'll be out in the water and I'll have anxiety. I'm like, well, don't go to the beach with me because I'm going to be out in the water.
You live in the right area for that, outside of obviously our winters, but like the second it's warm, Lake Michigan is wonderful.
I feel like it's not going to get warm this year though. It's taken so long for the heat to come. Have you been to the beach yet?
Not yet.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I will be very soon. I am really lucky. My sister and her husband got a spot real close to Lake Michigan. They live in Grand Haven. They're both teachers, and they got a spot that's like literally 10 minutes walking from.
Oh, love.
Yeah, so we're gonna go there. I'm gonna take the boys. It's gonna be fun.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good, man.
Okay, cool. Beach is a good answer. I love that. All right. How do you how are you currently defining success as a business owner, despite the things that you've already talked about?
I think for me, success, you said besides the thing, but I'm going to start with the thing that I already said. A massive social impact, massive wealth creation. But to get to that, you have to have smaller successes. And to me, bro, it's the team. It's like if they're happy and healthy, then that means Mindset Meals is happy and healthy, which then therefore the community is happy and healthy. So I can't say, hey, our mission is to nourish communities and have an unnourished team. And that doesn't always mean food, right? So like what success means to me is the chef coming up to me and saying, hey man, I really didn't want to come to work today, but when I came into work, I got into a whole different space. The culture, I think that's highly successful. What success means to me, Cameron, spending more time with him, teaching him things that I wish I knew. He's a much different child than I was. Like I was in shit. He is not, and that's kudos to his mom. Like I was in the streets, like, and he is completely not. He is in the streets, but not like how I was. So, sorry.
Very good.
So that's success to me. Those things, that's success.
Well, I think, I appreciate all the candor that you've given so far on this interview, but also I think you're already successful. And like the pieces that I think that I just want to encourage you on is like, I could get emotional just hearing you talk about your son because like I'm also a father and it's a very important part of my life. It's the most important part of my life. And the way that you even talk about him, there's so much love there that you're not even like revealing like fully that I can feel tangibly. And I think when you're ever in the shit like you are right now, just remember that part, especially when it comes to your son, because like that inherently you've already changed everything just by the fact that he's already in a completely different space than you were. I think you should hold that and like grab that and like stand on that business, because that to me is like the most successful thing you can do, period. So
I really appreciate that, bro.
Yeah,
Seriously.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to get to a moment around like the future of Mindset Meals, because obviously you talked about the large social impact, the wealth creation side, but like tangibly at this exact moment in time, like what's exciting you about the next step from Mindset Meals? And then also like, how can people support Mindset Meals? Like how can those two come together? Because people are going to see this sucker for sure. We're going to share it on all our socials, and then people are going to be like, wait, can I order meal prep? Like let's talk about it.
Most definitely. One of the biggest things, a few things I'm really excited about with Mindset Meals. One is that we almost got this culinary piece down. Like we got only 3 bowls, but we got those bowls down. It took a long time, man. Remember when I said like Trammell and other chefs, Destiny. I'm not gonna go through all these chefs that helped me. Darian. I'm not gonna go through all. But there's been so many chefs who was like, yo, you need to do this, and it seems so simple to them. It didn't click with me. But Kaiten, it finally clicked after years. I mean, that's neurodivergent for sure. Back in the day, my mom used to call me the R word, but we're not gonna say that. Yeah, right. It finally clicked, man. It finally clicked. So like we got these recipes down. There've been people in the community who's helped me with these recipes. We got the cost per bowl, right? So now we can slowly start implementing other bowls, because people, the community is starting to say, hey, we're kind of sick of these jerk bowls in the Southwest Bowl. We want another bowl.
I'm not sick of them. They're very good.
They are delicious, and I can say that because I don't cook. Well, I help, but I didn't come up with them. But Aztec, Gerardo at Aztec is helping us with our website. So right now we're using a Google form to take orders, and it's okay, but it leaves a lot of room for human error, because I got to go in and I got to switch it all to a sheet or an Excel. Then I got to go and I got to invoice everybody. Well, on the website they order and they pay right on the website. So Aztec has been extremely helpful. I'm really excited about this website, man. I'll say probably another 3 weeks, and we'll have our website. So the culinary operations is what I call, they're being solidified, exactly how the vision has been for years. The website is coming up. It's going to be active here pretty soon. Social emotional engagement. Shout out to Stacy. Shout out to Rebecca. They've been helping with this space a lot. So they're building out the curriculum for our social emotional engagements. Again, that can look like a one-off workshop or a lunch and learn, or it's a 7-week course with a nice graduation party at the end, which I'm extremely excited about.
Cool.
So not only nourishing people by way of food, but nourishing people by way of community, by love, you know? So I'm really excited about that. Culinary operations website, social emotional engagements.
But people can order these like right now, even though the process is still getting dialed. If someone like sees one of these moments, they can like go to mindsetmeals.com.
They could go to mindsetmeals.com, but they're not going to be able to order quite yet.
Okay.
There'll be a landing page, but they can go to Mindset Meals on either Facebook or Instagram. So if you go to Instagram, Mindset Meals, you'll be able to click the link in the bio, and then you'll be able to order the meals. And in about 2 to 3 weeks, you'll be able to go on to mindsetmeals.com and then order the meals right through the website. So thanks for asking that. Yeah, I mean, obviously this is a business, so like that helps. You know? Yeah.
Well, I think that's a big piece of this, and one of the reasons why I want to do this is because like, also you can do the catering side too. Like I think about like the production world or all the film companies that we partner with.
Mentioned
Like,
this before.
yeah, like there's like people need catering all the time. That's like a piece of it. Like, hey, you can do that. You can order these bowls and they're already pre-made, and you don't have to go to Chipotle. There's got other options.
Yep.
You know what I mean? There's like a lot of other choices that you have, and it's really good. I've eaten all of them. They're good.
I appreciate that. People have been raving about him. So yeah, we put a lot of work into this. Like every piece of that bowl we make love to. So the rice, we don't just put it in a rice cook. We put coconut in there and cilantro, and you know, we make love to that. And then the sweet potatoes, it's not just a chopped up diced sweet potato. We make love to that. We put honey in it and nutmeg and other things. Like the kale, like we massage the kale and we put citrus in it. Like we make sure that I guess are you familiar with Rick Rubin?
Yeah.
So I seen a podcast about Rick Rubin, and he said, I make music that I make art that I like, and then I give it to the masses.
Yeah.
That's art. Culinary is art. So I make bowls that I like, and then I give it to the world. You know what I mean? So yeah, we take pride in the bowls that we make, man.
Yeah, Rick Rubin's he's awesome. The Creative Act book is awesome.
What is it called?
The Creative Act, I think. Yeah. It says he wrote a book and it's really good. I think you should definitely check that out. It's a really good one. Okay. There was something else that I wanted to ask you about. Okay. Before we go to our soapbox moment, this is going to probably be my last question for you, and this is only because we chatted about this earlier. A lot of people that I encounter in the different spaces that you and I have been in, but also just in general right now, struggle with mindset, especially if they grew up in poverty. And I think that is a really hard spot to grow out of. And the reality is, like, you don't get to decide if you grew up in poverty. Like, you arrived on this planet, and that is your reality. Can you give anybody advice around, like, some of the things that have helped you or continue to help you, even though I still fall prey to it? I still fall into moments of like, oh no, I'm never going to have enough. And I get really too grippy around finances or that kind of stuff, or I start freaking out about people that are getting too close. And I forget to like go back to the expansion, or I go back to a growth mindset, or actually there is enough abundance or whatever. For you though, what helps you stay out of that mindset, or what do you have to remind yourself when you find yourself being like, oh crap, I'm gripping too tight?
What a deep question. Poverty is terrible. That energy that it brings, that scarcity, is a real thing, man. It's a real thing. What helps me get out of it? It's gonna go back to community, like being a part of the Kent County Food Policy Committee, different organizations that I volunteer in, or just individuals in the community help me, like especially if they experienced poverty or they're experiencing poverty. Those things help. And another thing that help is writing people checks. Like we finally got into a space where we can pay people, man, and that made me feel fucking awesome, bro. Like being able to pay people was like it was awesome. So like writing checks helps, like not only to yourself but like obviously to other people. So
You're like you get a point at the proof.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'll go back to the beach, like just getting the hell away from everything. That helps me out a lot.
Cool. Why is universal access to nutrition so important, and what needs to be done in order to improve that accessibility?
It is extremely important because there's a direct correlation between what we take in. Well, we're talking about nutrition right now, but what we eat and how we feel, how we behave, and how we perform. So if people are eating like shit, they're going to perform like shit. What was the second piece of that question?
What needs to be done in order to improve that accessibility?
Oh man, what needs to be done to improve? Okay, so there's a few things that need to be done to improve that accessibility. One is you need to pay people properly. They need funds to eat properly. Unfortunately, it does cost a little bit more money to eat healthy, and it shouldn't be that way. The second piece to that is education. If I don't know what kale is, or I never eaten kale before, and I just tell myself I don't like it, at some point you're really not gonna like it, even though you never had it before. So I think what needs to be done is more money and more education.